I cannot remember what made us think that we were wise. Well, cheers and welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking in general. I'm Paxton, Eugene. Yeah, Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos.
Can't believe it.
Literally on the ones and twos, because guess what, folks? If you're on Spotify, pop it open and look at our faces. We are back on the television. We're back on the YouTube. I had to get some new film editing software.
Okay.
Just switched over. I think it's a little more expensive, but But
You'll see it. You'll see it in the end product.
You'll see it. Yeah, well, I think it's worth it. This week, just like every week, we're brought to you by Tybee Art and Coffee Bar right down here on beautiful Tybee Island, Georgia. Also, raw ingredients, sushi. Man.
Yep.
I was coming into the office today.
Yeah.
And I passed by a bar down here that normally has like little duos.
Okay.
Little acoustic duos.
Okay.
Maybe an acoustic and a violin sometimes.
Huh.
A kazoo and a pancake. Yeah. You know, the pancake is a South American restaurant.
I just eat them.
And so there's a lot of songs that a duo, like a acoustic duo would do. But typically I don't hear the early 2000s hit by the Verve.
I think so.
Or the Verve Pipe, one of those two.
It is one of the two.
The Freshman. I cannot remember what made us. And now it's been in my head.
I think it's the Verve Pipe.
Yeah.
Just to be annoying.
The Verve was like, na, na, na,
Yeah,
na,
Bittersweet
na,
Symphony.
Na, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were the Pipe.
Yeah.
Well, they sure piped me.
Yeah.
Because it's been in my head. And then, as if the world isn't weird and crazy enough, as if our brainular moleculars don't osmose into our phones, into the things around us. Yeah. So this lyrics in my head, I cannot remember. I pop my phone up and go to Instagram, where you can follow From Behind the Barcast on Instagram if you'd like. I pop open Instagram, and at first I thought it was a meme picture, but it was a picture of something very familiar to me.
Okay.
And to you. And to probably every one of my friends that I have any sort of real contact with any sort of frequency.
Okay.
It was a picture of a whipped cream charger that you would use to foam up, I don't know, whipped cream. To maybe put on top of, I don't know, a nice Tybee cappuccino.
Absolutely.
Frappuccino.
Sure.
Lap dancicino. I don't know.
Piece of pie.
Piece of pie. Hey.
Why not?
A nipple.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know.
Any part of the nether regions.
Yeah, hey, wherever you want, man.
Sure.
Friday Night Lights, man. And it was a picture of that, and it says, if you've done whippets, cartridges, you may be entitled to a settlement. And I kept looking. I was like, is this The Onion? No, it's a real thing. There's a real organization that is trying to help people who can't remember shit because they've soaked their brain cells with nitrous.
Long overdue.
Bad nitrous, because you can go to most smoke shops or even like a Party City probably. I think they got them at some Costco's, but you can get 1,000 whipped cream canisters.
Yeah.
And now they make bespoke whippet charge ingesters.
Yeah. Dude, you can, even outside the small ones, the little cartridges and all that, now you can get these things that are this size.
And they're preloaded.
They're preloaded, but it's depending on the size of the canister, it could be equivalent to 500. The bigger ones are 1,000 or something like that. And you put a little tip on the top, and if you want to fill up a balloon or whatever, or if you just want to ride off it, just till you pass the fuck out.
Yeah. Because I've definitely dabbled in the nitrous world, but it's typically, I just don't like to get locked down and stuck doing it forever. And one or two real big balloons after I've had a night of music and psychedelics and I'm at a festival or just at a show generally.
Yeah.
And you pop that first balloon down it's a whole nother world for you.
Sure.
But then you're chasing that dragon after that, and
yeah, it could be a bit
pointless.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
could you remember the word?
Well, yeah, no, exactly. Tedious. That's not even the right one. But no, I remember with the Trevor Festival I was at, and this guy came to the campsite. And he just wanted. It was a cold one. It was like Bear Creek. So he wanted the fire.
Yeah.
But since he was hanging out, he was like, "You guys want to smoke the joint?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's fire one up." And we asked if he wanted some whips, and he goes, "No offense," because every time I look at those, all I see is $1 on the ground, $1 on the ground, $1 on the ground.
And he's not wrong.
Yeah.
We did Umphreys in Atlanta. It was like a 5-night run, but we did like 3 or 4 of the nights. But we all stayed in this Airbnb together. There was like 7 or 8 of us.
Yeah.
When I woke up the last day, you would have thought that there was a steel quarry or whenever they were dumping the 2,000 canisters into the recycling
Emptying
that
a Gatling gun.
It was like the opening of Lord of War. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I was like, guys. I mean, I participated maybe in like 0.1% of that.
Yeah.
But I was like, guys, there were 7 of us.
Dude, you can plow through them. You can absolutely plow through them.
And the thing I never liked, number one, like it takes everyone out of the party at some point, Yeah,
they can put you down.
But the whole thing, like if you want to get a real nice balloon or, you really want to freeze your lungs by sucking on the dick itself.
Yeah.
you gotta cram like 3 canisters in there.
Yeah.
Which it's getting cold as hell. You're sticking to your fingers.
All right, well, there's a little life hack right there. Now, on a hot festival night and you're in your tent, you get that canister, that gas exchange, cools. Wow. It's like you put it right here on your sternum. And, buddy, it's like the coolest thing right there in your sleeping bag with you. Yeah. It gets your core down. It's great. It's great. That's a plus there.
Even though you don't know where your core is anymore. Your core might be somewhere out in the outer core.
Man, when you're on other drugs, that stuff's kind of nice, but it's still. But after you've done enough of it, you're still chasing that dragon at this point. Even the good stuff, it's hard to get there anymore.
Yeah. So kids, I don't know, just visit Instagram or Facebook. I've seen it everywhere. I'm going to put a picture of it. Up on the thing here.
Well, they are dangerous, and I'll tell you why. Because at one point, I was getting the 16-gram chargers, the double size, big boys. This is spent with the little 8-gram ones to get the 16s, and I was at Bear Creek with my friend Hillary. And it was cold. This is back when those first few years down there were just cold. And we're like huddled up next to the campfire, and we're kind of like burning beer cans and watching bottles melt. So I thought, well, I'll throw an empty charger in there, watch that thing burn down, and maybe fish it out in the morning and see what it turned into. Well, it wasn't empty. It was full. You look at the top on there.
You think it's punctured, and it's not.
And it's not, exactly. So I grabbed one. I don't know how. I mean, I was fucked up anyway. But I threw it in the fire. Don't know how much time went by, and all of a sudden it was like a roadside IED. Blew the campfire 30 feet in every damn direction. Our tent was on fire. My lap was on fire. I still got the bruise in my shoulder where it came out of the fire and hit me right here in the shoulder.
The shrapnel.
Yeah, it blew right out of the fire like a rocket.
Right to you, the guy who put it in there.
Dude, a foot up,
wow.
I would have been blind.
Wow.
I mean, and luckily we were over in the bat house field, and there wasn't anybody around us. If it had been like a Wani or a Hula, there would have been 40 tents on fire. I mean, the luck.
Wow.
It was incredible. And I felt, and then 10 minutes later I was doing more.
You're like, damn it, that's one gone.
Hillary was like, are you kidding me? After he put everything out, this one guy came out of his tent next door, and he's like, he was at EMT, luckily, and he goes, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell that was. I'm trying to play it off like I don't know anything. In the meantime, I've got a golf ball size lump in my shoulder, just immediate hematoma. And the guy goes, you sure you're okay? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, all right. But, dude, we were so lucky there wasn't anybody around us.
Wow. And you got right back on the escalator.
10 minutes later.
That kid is right back on the
cold.
escalator.
It was cold, man. Need to get back that fire.
Oh, well.
Hillary is flabbergasted. She's like, are you kidding me?
And those are like, if you're not familiar, which some of you guys aren't, I know. But like, if you remember your pellet guns or your BB guns, it's the exact same size of a cartridge as the CO2 that you put in to charge up your BB gun or whatever.
Exactly.
So that little thing.
It was a bomb.
Wow.
It flew out, and I actually found it, and it blossomed out in like a shape of a heart. And I still got it stashed somewhere. I found it, dude. I was like, I had to keep it.
You're lucky it's not floating around in your body.
It went through a puffy jacket, a hoodie, a sweatshirt.
You got PT. You're like a war vet, man.
Dude, yeah. It was.
We're taking fire. And the DMT guy's like, what happened? You're like, nothing, man. It's all in your head, bro.
Yeah, man. Right, yeah. But no, dude, I that's one of those things I look back on and go, I can't believe I walked away from that.
Wow.
And I didn't learn any lesson at all.
Of course not.
It's a great story now.
I mean, yeah.
Actually, it was an immediately great story.
I've never heard that either.
I never told you that.
We've been friends forever. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. No, that happened. That's Hill.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of the cornerstones.
God.
It's proof of life. If I'm ever somewhere, ask Hillary. Did I blow up our campsite? Yes or no? She'll know exactly what I'm talking
And with
about.
what?
Yeah.
And how upset were you that you wasted a cartridge? That was full. We're out now.
My arm was black and blue down to my elbow for like 2 weeks after that. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, like I said, 8 inches up to the right, and my face would have been
missing a nose and a few teeth.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe an eyeball.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, right.
Stolen valor.
It's a purple heart, literally.
Purple arm.
We in the industries that we're in, there's a certain amount of people, like when I go out of town, sometimes, if you want to vet a place just in terms of, so what I'm saying is reviews, like online reviews, have a place somehow. And what I mean by that is like, if I'm out of town and I want to look at something, restaurant, whatever it is, I don't know, skydiving, you might want to look. Sure. But I just look and say, oh, they have 80% positive, mostly positive reviews, 4 stars and up, whatever.
Right.
But it's rare that I start reading any of the things because your opinion about like what happened there, it says it in the stars that you put, I think.
Okay.
And you're only hearing one side of that story anyways.
Right.
Not saying it's true or false, but
you get one narrative.
Exactly. And but as it goes, like there's a lot of people that I work with or that, work in the industry that they just either they run into reviews of themselves or the place that they work.
Yeah.
Or, however they find it. Like, and I've told the story, but I'll just recap real quick.
All right.
Way back in the day, I was looking for a menu for some place on Tybee. And I ran into a review of Huckapoo's and it was about me. And it said, the fat one with the big ear holes told me to figure it out, dude. And it was because it was like Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July, something like that. And we're just packed to the gills. Yeah. And this guy keeps walking up to me and he's like, "Code, where can we get a table?" I was like, "Dude, it's first come, first serve." Yeah. Second time he comes up 5 minutes later, "Hey, I was just wondering if we could get a table." I was like, "Brother, look around." The third time he brings his kid up with him.
Oh boy.
Trying to look like a starving African child or something.
Please, sir.
Please, sir. Can I have some breadsticks? And I was like, "Dude, figure it out, man." Yeah. So he wrote that in the review. He goes, "Yeah, the fat one with the big ear holes told me to figure out." So I did figure it out, and I went back to Kenosha, whatever. So a coworker of mine, she read this review. It was just I don't know if it was about her because I don't know if they knew names or whatever, but they go, your beaches aren't pretty enough for you guys to be this stankin' rude. Which, as a review, the double entendre of it, your beaches aren't cute enough. It could be a double, meaning the beaches and the beaches. Did that work there?
It's like a guy or a girl who thinks they're hot as shit and they're not, and it's like the same kind of dig on them. It's like, you're not hot enough to be this rude, or be this much of a dick.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's not wrong necessarily.
No, it's not.
But that's a funny narrative. But then the whole other narrative of like someone comes in with a certain expectation, and like that, and then they write this diatribe. It's like, if you're willing to take that much time out, you're probably doing that all the time. Right. So then, just like I said, these brain molecules just drift out into the ether, and this pops up, this Gaffigan bit. Now, I'm going to stop it a few times because if I play the whole thing, I mean, it's not very long, but
copyright.
Yeah, I don't want to get copyright struck. This is amazing.
Go Chet.
For the rest of your life. Bought tickets online to the Anne Frank House. I Googled it. The Anne Frank House has a Google rating of 4.4 out of 5 stars. Who's giving the Anne Frank House a bad review?
Right? So now, obviously, he wasn't looking for the review because he was just looking up tickets. Yeah. But then you look down and you're like...
It's like, yeah, wasn't that fun? It's kind of crowded, and there were no video games. Why do we feel the need to review everything? Nobody's going to Anne Frank's house looking for hot dogs.
And that's half of what these reviews that I've read are. It's like someone comes in and they're like, they didn't have chicken wings.
I misread it. I thought it was Anne Frank house. I was getting ready to have me an Amsterdam dog.
But see, yeah, so it's just funny how that pop, like right when I was hearing about those reviews or whatever, that pops up, and I'm like, it just made me, the utility of the review just means so little to me now,
Right.
especially the opinion review. Now, if you go in and say the food's not worth the money, it's like something brief, and and you rate it 2 stars, yeah. But typically when I look, it's like, do they have mostly 4 and 5 star ratings for whatever?
Yeah.
How do you approach a review?
I've never left a review.
Whenever you look them up, I guess.
Maybe like, yeah. I mean, if I'm in some place that I haven't been before, and I'm looking for late night tacos or something like that, it'd be kind of nice to have a little blueprint, a little map of sorts to like, all right, let's open at 2 a.m. Sounds pretty good, it's 4.5 stars, can't be that bad,
Right.
I mean, you can't be perfect all the time. If it
Right.
was, and if it was like 5 stars and there's only 12 reviews, what's that really saying?
Right.
But if it's 4.5 stars and there's over 3,000 reviews,
Right.
then there's some cachet.
And typically, if it's real bad, the top review will have a picture of like dirty tables and shit on it,
Right.
and it's like, yeah, they weren't even there.
Yeah.
It was.
Well,
Yeah, it was,
with
it was
Breezy,
trash.
and I don't know if there's a Yelp thing for us or not, whatever, but I mean, especially early days, people like the cars are like ashtrays on wheels and all that, which are not wrong.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong. I mean, it is what it is. It's we invite everybody as long as we're respectful of the other people. People want to smoke, that's fine. We're not going to stop. If someone says, "Hey, you mind putting that out?" We'd prefer the person puts it out, or at least I would. But then there's Ron. He doesn't care. Ron's going to smoke no matter what. It's a show. I'm fine with that. But there's times where people would be like, it's like. I don't think there's like a whole bunch of them. I don't know, but people were kind of more like, dude, I love reading y'all's reviews because people just so rude about it and all that. But it actually is fun to read.
Right.
The vitriol you get sometimes for people either because we didn't live up to expectations or we lived up exactly to the expectations.
Right. Or you weren't Uber, or whatever.
Right.
They had a certain expectation.
Yeah.
Which there's not very much info for the people not in the know about Breezy.
Yeah.
There's not very much info about like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
When you get in, you might be piled up with someone that's drunk and smoking, whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
But if people leave a bad review, it's almost kind of like a feather in the
nothing's
cap.
going to move the needle on Breezy in a bad way.
Traditionally not, no.
So just being able to look at those, it's such just a comedic event.
Yeah.
Basically. So
I mean, if there's one written about me, I'd be hard pressed. Not because I'm the perfect, breezy guy or anything like that, but in all the years I've been doing it, I've had very little conflict over the years. If me being rude is, me being quiet is rude is, conveyed as me being rude or something like by being quiet or not, being talkative. It is what it is. But it's like. But I don't think, outside of kicking people out of the car once or twice, if they had some beef, then, you got kicked out for a reason. I don't manufacture this shit.
it takes a lot, too, to get under old Kelly's skin.
Yeah, well, all of us, I think, at this point.
Sure, yeah.
You can call it battle tested and hardened, whatever, and all that,
callus is deep.
or just fed up. With the cowboy days, they're still kind of riding around a little bit, but it's the accommodating stuff that we used to do. The above and beyond factors, kind of waning to a degree. If I don't feel like doing it, I just don't do it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
That's not incumbent on you. But the things you don't feel like doing are kind of like bullshit hassle things.
Sometimes they can be, under the guise of like, well, this is what we've always done.
Go pick me up $150 worth of food that we haven't paid for yet.
Right, stuff like that. I don't want to say those days are over necessarily depending on the person that calls, but it is kind of a sliding scale. But yeah, these days it's like, call first, you pay for it, call me back, but please call us first. That way I can tell you if we're going to do it or not.
Right.
Or if this is a good time or not.
Right.
Because that, it's just courtesy.
Well, speaking of being out there on them streets, we're going to do a little local flair here. We know half our listeners aren't local, but, it's important to everyone, especially if you like visiting down here, and it's going to affect business. Around the island, now Kelly's out there on them streets. If you want to talk about someone who's hitting that pavement all the time, it's this man sitting across from me. If anybody knows these streets, Kelly knows these streets.
All the Breezy Drivers do.
Well, yeah. All of Kelly's ilk. Well, I've been seeing this petition going around, and I haven't looked into very much because the proposition sounded so out of pocket and absurd.
Absurd, yeah.
And, yeah.
It's got legs.
So they're proposing. So whenever we have big events now, they basically just cut off 2 of the outer lanes,
right,
or 2 of the inner lanes, whatever.
Yeah.
Because we have 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other, most of the island.
Yeah.
And so to funnel and bottleneck traffic to, during these events, like your 4th of July's, Orange Crushers and shit like that, they'll put the cones out so that there's ostensibly an emergency lane in the middle.
Right.
So that, services can get in and out.
And that makes all the sense in the world for a major holiday.
For an event.
Yeah.
So there's just been this petition up where they said, they want to do, mark it out and do that, make that the situation permanently down here on Tybee.
Right.
And I was like, that might be some harebrained thing that a council person put up, but like I said, I didn't look into it at all. And so I'm looking at this petition, and everyone's like, hey, sign. I was like, yeah, I mean, I will, whatever, but what is really going on?
Yeah.
So then Kelly brings me this today. It's the mayor put out basically a statement in our local rag.
Courtesy Beachcomber.
And he got an email from a guy that said, hey, just wondering what's happening. I've heard theories that it was, in the council, or the council couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
A rogue Georgia Department of Transportation guy,
Yeah.
Aliens, there's a million.
Yeah. And
Aliens seem like the most
Tybee,
plausible.
everybody on Tybee loves their point of view, that they have a stance that's
they're all right.
more informed and more enlightened than the next person.
So in a moment of clarity, which we do not have with typical government right now, where things are transparent, our Mayor Brian West, shout out, been on the show twice. He puts out a statement that's very clear.
Yeah.
Because the guy at the end of the email, he goes, I just want to know who's ruining my family's business.
Yeah.
All right. So with that proposal, what that means is at all times, there's only going to be 1 lane in one direction and 1 lane in the other.
1 lane going south, 1 lane coming back north.
And then they're going to turn those, the lanes that have been shut down into back-end parking or diagonal parking.
Something. I'm not sure. I think the diagonal back-end parking is going to be towards the curb, and the center lane they're going to be used just for emergency vehicles. Maybe it could be I don't know. There's the term flex lane, where it could be maybe a turning lane. I don't know. Until you see it in practice. But the idea is to create more parking on Butler, and I guess on 80 possibly.
Yeah, because we can fit so many more people on this island.
That's the idea. Get more cars and bodies out here.
Because already on just a busy day during the summer, without all that extra parking, there's no place for people to go besides the beach.
Yeah.
So I'm sure so what's happening is you can sign all the fucking petitions in the world.
Yeah.
You can jerk off into the mail.
Yeah.
No, nothing's changed. This is happening. It's coming from the Georgia Department of Transportation. This thing is happening.
Yeah. Manifest destiny. What's the word?
Eminent domain.
Eminent domain. Yeah.
See, the whippets didn't bust us up that bad.
No.
So then you think about you being on the streets out there.
Yeah.
Now they tried to say that they did a test about going, and I love that they mentioned 16th Street, Tybee said Tapoos.
Yeah.
Like that's what they said, literally Tapoos.
Yeah.
And they said it will only take 48 more seconds.
Right.
In what world?
I just can't.
In what world is it only going to take another
at midnight
minute?
on a Tuesday?
Maybe.
Yeah.
From an airplane.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I've noticed is, since I've been kind of chewing on this in my mind, and considering what it might do to Breezy and how how it affects us, logistically, is that I kind of go, all right, at this time of night, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. As long as people keep moving, it's after 10 o'clock, traffic's mostly gone, the day trippers are gone, that kind of thing. But I can't help but feel like during the day for the daytime driver, and when we start our shift at 5:30, and depending on the event or the holiday or whatever, or the day of the week, that those first few hours are just going to be, the wait times are going to be, I don't know, a question mark.
Because the influx of people coming down for the beach.
Yeah. I mean, say you have 2 smooth sailing rides, and all of a sudden somebody can't back in.
And you've quoted the next person that you're picking up 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then
now
you're back on the phone. You got to explain to them. So I mean, this is all in theory right now.
Right.
Until we see it in practice, I don't want to make any assumptions at this point.
Right.
But I know how holidays are for us.
Sure.
But
It's
this past 4th of July, we tried and we had to stop.
I was going to say whenever these lanes are gone, whenever they're taken from you.
Yeah.
You don't have to shut down every time, but at least half of the time, Breezy cannot do their job.
It's a real consideration.
Absolutely.
To
the expectation of the locals. Like,
if the new expectation is we'll get there when we get there.
Everything's 20 minutes or more.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, being upfront about it. Yeah, I mean, and they know now, and at least, well, most of the locals will know.
I guess like anything, you have to, we can't just go like, well, this is going to screw Breezy, so we're not going to just do Breezy anymore.
Right.
I mean, we've got to do a wait and see kind of thing. Yeah. See how it goes.
You got to get out on them streets.
Give it a few months.
Yeah.
And kind of go, if this is the new normal, then this is the new normal. And then let's see what we're doing monetarily versus,
And look, man, the bottleneck works just in terms of like people are more civil when they only have one lane to be in.
I guess so.
So there's not jackassery necessarily, but also, but what does that mean anyways?
Well, there's still plenty of impatient drivers.
They're talking about, people want to back in and stuff instead of parallel. I'm telling you, if people are coming off one of the one only lane going in that direction, it's still going to take as long for them to back in as it would parallel.
Right.
It's still going to hold up traffic just as much.
Yeah.
And plus, the only time that all the people are going to be backed in, that every car will back in, will be Orange Crush. Because whites don't typically back in that much, It's like rednecks with trucks and black dudes, you know?
The idea is safety. Your trunk opens up to the sidewalk. Your door's open towards the sidewalk, so you're not swinging a door out into Butler Avenue, when we're coming by. I mean, I always stay in the center lane if I can.
Sure.
Just for that purpose.
And in the ledger, it says like the overhead crossing alerts, which Tony had proposed in a video series I did for him. But he was just like, hey, this is an idea. Yeah. But they said having it shrunk down would make it easier to put those things over. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can do all that, but every day I ride around, people just hit the button whenever.
Sure.
And it's kind of bullshit on both sides because people aren't paying attention, number one.
Yeah.
And if someone just hits the button and jumps out there.
It does happen.
But also the person hitting the button, if they don't wait for at least some small gap to give the driver a chance to see, then also what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, the other day I was up by like Funky Fish stores, like down in the south end, and this kid, he wasn't even in the crosswalk. He just steps off right in front of Funky Fish, premeditated or not, I don't know, but he did. I sat on my horn because I almost hit him. I wasn't going. I was doing 20, whatever the hell it was, but he just stepped out, eyes forward, didn't even break stride, didn't look like startled or anything. Like he meant to do it, just not because he had a death wish, but like the entitlement was just dripping off this probably 16, 17-year-old kid, and he had a little minion with him who was about half his size, and he didn't make the run. The other guy just walked right through 4 lanes of traffic.
Wow.
I didn't lay 8 feet of skid or anything like that.
Right.
But I could have hit him if I wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
Honked the horn, didn't look back.
It's like the kids from Christmas Story. He had yellow eyes, and then he had a little toady with him.
Then the little kid comes sprinting across the street up next to him and has that body language like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God, you did it. You're crazy.
I can't believe you did it. You're crazy. Oh, my God. You're a legend. And I just wanted to I wanted to do a U-turn so bad just to get my words in.
Get your fist out the window.
Yeah. Just, and then look like, Hank Hill,
Right, yeah.
You've lost your mind?
No, listen, son.
There's crosswalks for a reason. Tybee needs structure.
So all the changes in the world to the structural part of it, the equipment part of it, doesn't change. And having that much more parking, because, if you do side in or, back end parking, that adds more parking spots, obviously.
It's on there.
Yeah.
He spelled it out very plainly.
And our Mayor West, not from Family Guy, putting out some very clear.
It's definitely been a topic of conversation, outside of the weather in the Breezy lately.
Well, the guy that emailed to that was like, I just want to know who's ruining my family business. That's like, he's not wrong, but we don't know yet. And like I said, I'm reserving judgment or anger or whatever, because for me personally, I just drive around down here,
and
and the place I work isn't going to be very hurt by it.
And the reality to me is that if I didn't drive Breezy for a living, to make money and all that, it probably wouldn't be that big of a consideration to me.
Sure,
honestly,
no.
It could be during the summer if I had to leave the island to go to work or something. All right, fine, I got to leave 15, 20 minutes earlier just in case, that kind of thing. But if I didn't drive Breezy, this probably wouldn't be all that big of a deal. But this really is a vector in my life on Tybee, and if this doesn't pan out or it doesn't play out the way we all hope, the efficiency of it and all that, that's going to affect me. And it's going to affect a lot of people, obviously. But for what we do for Breezy, I do it because the numbers are there, and if the numbers aren't there, then what are we doing? I got to figure something else out.
Yeah,
and that might play my hand as far as leaving Tybee possibly.
Sure,
I don't know.
Might join the DOT.
I mean, this time next year. Yep, this time next year.
I mean,
but it's a consideration.
And people who are used to visiting here, and then they show up, and all of a sudden this happens, because we have a lot of frequent flyers down here. Like
Yeah.
people come every year, every other year.
Right.
They were here once and they had a good time. And if it is like a non-improvement, if it is a step backwards, and it causes more confusion for people who are used to a certain thing, I don't know. People, it might. They'll have a bad experience, leave a review about the parking, and never come back again.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Once they do it, I just don't see it ever going back.
No.
Why they're not going to tear it down.
Yeah.
You just go to get used to it.
And I just can't think of a time where I've heard of, besides before they started doing the things on the holidays, where it was like, oh, the ambulamps couldn't get there.
Yeah.
That's not a thing I've really heard.
Well,
unless it's a really holiday weekend.
Well, dude, in the years I've been driving Breezy, I can tell you that speed bumps and stop signs have popped up like zits overnight.
Yeah.
So many times. And
I'm telling you, homeowners can know the right people, and they're like, hey, man, they're driving too fast in my neighborhood. And all of a sudden, you got a new fucking speed bump.
And there's not a road anymore outside of 80, and there's very few anyway. Yeah. But they're everywhere. And I'll never forget the first time I went down Polk, and they put that one right there about that little bridge where the marsh is right there. And I'm not trying to make up time through there. It's just going down to 4 to go to, I'm just doing my normal speed. Yeah. The damn thing the speed bump wasn't there the night before, dude. I didn't know what the hell I hit. I didn't know if I'd ran somebody over on a bike. I hopped a curb. I didn't know, tire blew. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I look back and I see this wonderful, sweet, diagonal yellow and black back there. I'm like, mother, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just wasn't there.
Literally overnight. Yeah,
literally overnight.
Yeah, you don't have to pour concrete for those things anymore. They make proprietary. Little. Black and yellow. Yeah, that's right.
Fuck.
Well, speaking of visitors, I don't know how to feel about this.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't even say it on the podcast, but it's hilarious.
All right.
I had someone come in the other night. It was two girls. I knew one of them really well. And the other one is kind of in passing. Maybe. I remembered her because of her name. She's got a really unique name. So anyways, so they come in, and the girl that I know really well goes, Paxton, how are you? We hug it out. Girl number 2 goes, you're Paxton.
Uh-oh.
That's yeah. I said, yeah. She goes, interesting. I said, what do go on? She goes, yeah, we just came from Atlanta. I was like, cool. She goes, yeah, I was in Peachtree City. That's in Atlanta, right?
I think so, yeah. Sounds like it.
Somewhere near there, maybe.
Yeah.
I was in Peachtree City, and we were getting B12 injections and whatever to prepare for the trip. Which I'm like, damn, that's kind of fucking smart. If I had the wherewithal to be like, hey, I'm about to go party.
Yeah.
Let's get juiced up.
Get dialed in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, lock in, baby. Yeah. Give me the B12, couple Xanax. What else can you put in me? Let's do the saline, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Coffee enema, let's go.
Yeah.
And she goes, where are you going? She goes, oh, we're going down to visit Tybee. Mid-injection, the girl administering this injection goes, oh, well, if you go to Pooh's, there's a really cute guy there named Paxton. Don't sleep with him.
Oh, there are some names on this island.
Buddy.
On a short list, but there's a list of names, and you're one of them. But there's a few others. It's like,
stay away.
I'm not gonna say the other names.
Never talk to you again.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, do you have a name? And she goes, I can't remember. So now I'm like, is this a person that I've been biblically with? Or
it sounds like someone scorned.
Or some friends, whatever, friends with, whatever. So if B12's intention was to dissuade this young lady, it kind of didn't work. Now I didn't nothing happened. It was just a conversation. But she was like, I wonder why she said that. And she's not looking at me like, you piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a bad boy.
Yeah, right. She wasn't looking at me like, you whore.
Man, whore. Disgusting.
She was like, well,
user of women. Objectifier.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? It's better that you don't know any of the name. It's just such a mystery to me.
Yeah.
And someone overheard it. And they didn't know the topic. Yeah. They didn't know the situation. And they go, yeah, people know Paxton from everywhere. Because, podcasts and all that. I was like, this is
Nope. Different podcast. Reach all the way to Atlanta.
That was surreal.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, at least I got, some taste where they're like, she wasn't working at a McDonald's.
Works in a health conscious area, sterile environment.
Right, yeah. I got the granola girls in there. Come on, baby. Maybe she got the wrong injection.
A little true serum.
Dude, you're Paxton. Interesting.
Interesting.
Why?
I thought you looked like more of an asshole.
You don't have horns coming out.
Yeah, you're not red.
You don't smell of sulfur.
You don't have cloven feet. Cloven hooves.
Your eyes aren't black and yellow.
Oh, God.
Man, what a life we live, man.
What life you live.
So then, speak of the devil, actually. So not like 30 minutes after that, I was taking a table, and it's a mom and 3 daughters. And the mom, the mom's a mom. And
Okay. All right,
no worries, got you on that.
Mom, kids.
Whippets didn't knock that out of my mind.
Right.
And the 3 daughters range from like 16, 18, 22, something like that. So the 2 youngest daughters got soft drinks, and the mom and the eldest daughter got them some drinks. Set them down, take their food order. Bring their food order, or most of their food had gotten delivered. I went back to follow the food runner to bring them one more, their last like plate.
Okay.
And I'm not paying attention very much, but I already have a good rapport with this table. Hey, how we doing, guys? Do the dance. I walked up without I set the plate down, not looking. I was like, hey, how we doing, nerds? Do you need anything else? I was being like kind of cheeky. Hey, how we doing, nerds? Want something else? And then I kind of like look, and they're all 4 holding hands, and they're all having their eyes closed, and they are praying,
saying some grace.
While I go, hey, nerds. And the mother opens her eyes. We're fine. I was like, you know how hard it was for me to go back to that table?
Oh, brother.
Dude, I don't think that they were
praying for you,
pissed.
were they? Praying for this lost soul.
Man, I don't think they were necessarily pissed, but I was like, dude, normally I would have a little more self-awareness than to walk up on people literally praying to their God.
Well, dude, when you're walking hand in hand with the Lord, you are fine. Okay? I'm at peace wherever I'm at in the world, even on the deck at this bar, this establishment, this place, this dwelling.
And then, like I said,
people say grace out in public, man.
Like I said, we're in this orbit of just not coincidental, but just some things just when they fall in line so much, you're like, maybe there is a higher power, but it's a computer, and it's listening to all of us all the time. The 5G is real. The danger of 5G.
It's in your pocket.
I'm driving down the road the next day, and the church sign says, we are a full-service church.
Oh.
So you think, what are we talking about full service? Like confessional?
I think in the church sense, like happy ending. When you die, you get a happy ending.
Right.
Like a massage parlor, but religious.
Right. Yeah. When you die, you go to heaven. That's a happy ending.
That's a happy ending.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be a good little thing to put on the marquee out there. Not all happy endings and in
what are the other services though? Legal services for PDOs.
Religious context, you can get away with a lot.
That's true. Certain ways you say certain things.
Sure.
The language you use.
Yep. The Lord led me astray, and I am His servant and His vessel.
And we're all here.
And we're still human, even though I said you all suck. Yeah. Peace be with you.
Well, it felt like hell. And and on the day that it was 114 with the index, and like, I'm not going to endlessly talk about heat, but something new happened.
Oh.
Luckily, Kelly was out there on them streets for me to get me. I went through 5 shirts already, and it was midnight, and I said, Kelly, stop by the house, grab any, I don't care, any 2 shirts. He's like, oh, I was already on the way up there. I got you, buddy.
Couldn't have worked out better.
My hands, I look like I'd just gotten out of a pool. The pruning on my fingers.
Yeah.
And people were like, hey, hugs. I was like, nah, high fives.
Yeah.
And I would give them a high five. I was fucking Spider-Man on a wall. Spider-Man, they were like, oh, let go. I was like, I'm not holding you.
Yeah.
We're just stuck together. I have the... Yeah. I could have climbed a wall with just my hands and feet.
Yeah.
Buddy. But yeah, It's been hot, and we've all experienced it before, but this is a little different, man.
Yeah,
it's just a little different.
Oh, dude, when we were out in Vegas, well, I was out in Vegas about this time last year. It was a hairdryer. I mean, it was.
It's still on.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all right. No, it was a hairdryer, dude. No, granted, it's Vegas. It's dry out there. Hell, I saw the forecast out there, and it's supposed to be like 118.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like, when they call it a dry hot, it's truly a dry hot because you don't really perspire.
You don't perspire, man.
Next thing you know, you're just cooking.
Yeah.
And I was just home in Augusta for a few days, and same deal there, dude. It was the blazes there. It is what it is.
And people already ask me, "Are you okay?" all the time. But this last week in particular, I was like, "Dude, I cannot. Nothing. There's nothing I can do now."
Okay, so I got to ask you
besides boofing an ice cube.
You change shirts out and all that. Do you find yourself itchy?
No.
Really?
No.
I can, if I'm sweating and I peel the shirt off, I can't even like the softest cotton.
No.
If I slide it on and I'm like say doing yard work or going for whatever, the next shirt.
You get itchy?
Yeah. It's like salt coming out of salt water and then trying to put a shirt on and
that makes me itch.
And it's sticking and all that.
That makes me itch. Yeah.
Sweating's kind of the same thing.
Well, I just perspire so much. There's no time for it to stick.
You just slide. The next one just kind of slides on.
Peel it off.
Pre-lubed.
So my favorite shirt that I wear to work that takes it looks the least sweaty and it's the thinnest. It's the Blues Brothers shirt. Yeah. I wear it every shift, at least twice.
Yeah, that and Tom Petty.
Because I'll go out there. And someone just happened to walk into this, which is very unfortunate, because I have a drying rack out there, basically, which is just the rail in the sun. Uh-huh. And 10 minutes, it'll be bone ass dry. But before I hang it on the rail, I grab it by its keister, and I whip it. Whoosh! 2 or 3 times, and just this mist. Uh-huh. And some unfortunate soul happened to be coming around the corner. I was like, whoosh!
Got hit by the sprinkler, huh?
They had been baptized.
Was that movie Along Came Polly with?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? There's that. I think it's Along Came Polly where he's doing Ben still doing the pickup basketball scene.
I have seen it.
Guy's got the hair shirt, body hair.
And he just shoots
and he goes up for like a jump shot and he face lays into it. It's just like squish.
And it still goes. Well, thanks for the hot episode. We've been having some computer problems there. It hadn't stopped yet. Okay.
No, we're good.
Thank you guys.
Yep.
For listening this week. Hey man, we're on the YouTubes and we're on the Spotifys now. We're back on video. Yep. We're back.
Yep.
Mannequin 2.
My Twitters. And
Mannequin 2. Back in action. That's a real movie.
It is a movie, unfortunately.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, Mayor West, for being so transparent.
Yep.
Goodbye.